What's up, guys? Welcome to Tyler's Talking RC here. We got another update for you. Took a couple weeks off there. It's been pretty hot out. We've been doing a lot of racing and a lot of other stuff too. So we took a little time off. No big deal. Didn't have a whole lot going on other than just the dirt racing and the turf racing stuff, which you guys all knew about anyways. But
just the barbecue blast.
We had the barbecue, which, well, I think the last time we talked, we were at the beef race.
Yeah, probably.
And then we think we talked about the barbecue race, but we ended up doing it and then not having a podcast afterward. But it's all good. The barbecue went well. The weather did hold out for us the whole time. There was a couple sprinkles towards the end of the turf race, but nothing to make the track too bad. Got a little slippery, but not really much.
I was done by then, so it did not matter to Tyler P.
Tyler P checked out by then anyway.
So that was my first barbecue blast race.
Oh, really?
And other than being like the second biggest turf race of the year, because Concepts is probably bigger.
Yeah.
The thing that blew me away, and shout out to Lou, was the food.
Lou did end up bringing some.
I did not expect. I figured burgers and dogs, the basics, which even burgers and dogs, when you're outside hanging out with friends is awesome. But holy moly, like the pulled pork, the
homemade food.
Oh,
it was really good.
Donk. So if you have not done the barbecue blast, you need to put it on your calendar for next year and make it happen.
Yeah, shout out to
it was awesome.
Lou's Barbecue there. He's one of our sponsors here at the track. Chris actually went out to his place a couple weeks ago. It's great barbecue. I think it's in Torrington. It's on the banner here at the shop.
Yep.
Great guy, great food. He did end up giving a pulled pork and maybe brisket or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
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 Literally the best barbecue I've had.
Yeah.
And to be coming out of something served in a parking lot versus in a restaurant where you normally
in this big container thing.
I mean, it was killer. Like normally, so we have Bears Barbecue out in Windsor Locks, which is near where I work. Everybody wants to go to Bears. I hate Bears. Doesn't do it. It's nothing special for me. I've gone to little hole in the wall places. I feel like every time I've had barbecue, it's been a disappointment. And then I go to an RC car race and I'm blown away.
The best barbecue.
So,
well,
yeah.
Shout out to Lou if you're watching, buddy. We appreciate you. Other than the food, the racing was quite well. We ended up racing both days, Saturday and Sunday for dirt, and then Sunday for turf. Weather held out good. Turnout was decent. Yeah, all in all, it was a pretty solid event.
Yep, good times.
We posted up some stuff on Facebook about it, so you can check that out. We got the winners on there, a couple drone pictures.
And RSMP was here.
Yeah.
So they should be dropping a video
probably pretty soon, because that was
wrapping up the weekend.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So
sweet.
Check out that. Josh, RSMP, is going to definitely be putting something together here, I would imagine, any time now.
Yeah, check out his channel. Give him a like.
Even before this is posted, technically. Depends on if when I post this up. Whoa. Anyway, think about that. Doesn't matter. All right, moving on. As far as racing goes, I believe this weekend, July 22nd, and if you're watching, we have the on-road asphalt race outside Saturday, noontime. New layout going down for that.
Saturday's supposed to be beautiful too.
Yeah, thank God.
I think the whole weekend's supposed to be like low to mid 80s at the most and sunny. So.
Well, we need it because it's been raining.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of rain. And when it rains, dude, it rains. I'm sure you guys know. Most people watching this are probably pretty local, and yeah, sorry for anybody getting flooding, because I know that's a pretty real problem at the moment.
Yeah.
But aside from the weather report, this weekend
keeps the dust down.
This weekend, yeah, there's absolutely no dust on that dirt track right now.
Yeah.
Justin is currently fixing that up for Friday night. If you catch this before Friday, so we will post on Facebook about that. If you're not really part of the Facebook and you want to stay up to date about racetrack updates, Facebook is probably the most up to date about what is currently happening with a specific racetrack.
The racers page.
Yeah.
RC Madness racers page. Justin's actually been kind of killing it in terms of just like on his own putting up updates, and
yeah, Justin's
when there was the rain delay, they moved to Saturday. He's doing a great job communicating. So
Justin's definitely on it about the dirt track. Yeah, if you want any dirt track news, he's definitely the one. I mean, he's basically the one building it all and doing it. So,
yep.
But as far as any of the other tracks too, our regular RC Madness Facebook page, just get a part of that if you're not already. And then think the next large race is August 5th, the USGP turf race, which Tyler P. we were just talking about. That is basically what used to be the Schumacher race, but then the sponsorship for that it didn't really fall through. It just got kind of hard over the COVID with tires and stuff like that. So
and sending Schumacher guys across the pond,
sending people and tires and blah blah. So it has become the USGP powered by New Wave, and then we'll have more information out about that. But pencil in the date, August 5th, turf race, going to be a good one. Fresh layout going down.
Yep.
We couldn't really throw in a fresh one for this last race because again the rain was pretty brutal leading up to the race. So we didn't really have any time to change it.
And it was also a struggle to get the dirt track done.
And getting the dirt track done, it's manpower issue.
Look at you sounding all corporate.
It was, though.
We have staffing issues.
We did.
We're working on.
There was 3-4 of us out there working on that dirt track.
I know.
We just couldn't pull it off. Well, we were going to do it the Monday before, but it rained all day.
Yeah. That's all right.
Nobody wants to do that.
Crap happens.
Yeah. But it will be a fresh layout for August 5th. Probably even one before that. Chris was already talking about changing it, so it's going to be here fast. So
sooner the better.
Yeah. But
for my sake.
We'll see what happens. But at least for August 5th, it'll be new. I think that's pretty much all I got for race updates. As far as shop updates, pretty much all the same here. Not much different inside because we've all been playing outside. A few new cars definitely in the shop. Come see that. We did get drift cars back in stock for anybody waiting for those. The dirt bikes, I can do a little update on the dirt bikes. Everybody is on about these dirt bikes, and believe me, they're awesome, so I get it. I do have the one from RC, the RC driver. He left it here for display purposes. If you want to check one out of the box, and definitely check out his channel. RC driver Greg Vogel did some pretty sweet videos on it, and he's a good guy. He used the R track. I think he's got a video with us in it as well.
He does.
And so that's pretty cool. As far as the dirt bikes go coming in stock, from what we were told, they are somewhere stuck in shipping, and they're trying to get them and ship them out. So that's why there's been a shortage everywhere. What the real details are, I don't know. I don't work for Horizon Hobbies, so I can't say too much, but that's what I was told, and I don't have them here. I want them. I want to sell them, and we will be doing races with them, but I want to make sure that we get them first before we schedule any racing, because who knows, it could be tomorrow they come in, it could be 2 months from now. I have no idea. I don't want to make a race a month from now, and then there's 3 people that have actually gotten them.
Yeah.
So... But we will be doing more videos on the dirt bike as soon as I get one. And then as soon as there's enough people with dirt bikes that are willing to race them, we will have a race. Hopefully by the end of the year, but I have no idea.
That would be cool.
Me and Justin have some pretty killer ideas. I don't know if anybody knows, but Justin was pretty big into motocross in his upcoming. So the dirt bike he's very excited about the dirt bike and has all kinds of jump ideas and berms and wants to change this, and
nice.
He's pretty deep into it, and I'm on board. So
are we gonna start the races with a gate drop?
Well, they actually come with little things that hold the wheel, and then you can go. But yeah, we have all kinds of ideas. We just got to get the dirt bike.
Yeah.
The key component to all of it
is the actual thing.
Yeah. So even we are waiting for the dirt bike at the shop. I don't even have one. Justin didn't even have one. So we're not holding out on you guys. We want these things. But that's the current. I'm getting calls about it every day. I'm just like, I'm not trying to not sell them to you.
Should just make it like the default message when someone calls. Like, thank you for calling RCMadness. No, they're not here yet.
No, we don't have any dirt bikes yet. But regardless, they are pretty awesome. They did a pretty fabulous job. They did the same job on trying to get them to everybody.
Yeah.
But enough about that. Tyler P had something that he wanted to talk about here while I have a spot of tea.
Pinky's up. So we've got a cool truck that happened to be sitting on the table here when we came in to do the podcast, so we'll talk about this guy really briefly. But I'm in the middle of kind of a fun build. So Vision Racing, not Vision Racing Products, but Vision Racing.
Those two things.
Yeah, and it gets confusing. Vision Racing Products does the 2-stage pistons and stuff like that, like Manny's been running.
I thought they just come out with it, yeah.
No, Vision Racing previously had been they do the low-C chassis that the Bishops have been running, and I think a lot of the low-C guys have been running. They do slipper eliminator for the four-wheel drive cars, which is pretty trick. But I don't know when they started doing it. I just noticed it on their website because when I get bored, I go shopping. They have basically a two-wheel drive chassis to turn. It's like a mishmash between a B74 and a B6.
Oh, hence your parts hunt?
Gotcha. Right. So today I'm here dumpster diving through open kits looking for stuff.
I think Andrew did something similar. It was like the shaft drive, two-wheel drive car.
And I'm almost certain that it was with their low-C chassis he did that.
Probably.
So they offer these chassis in either carbon fiber or aluminum. I went aluminum because it was $10 cheaper and it's got more flex, and I figure it would feel more like a normal kit car. But you take the back half, basically from the motor mount back of a B74.1, and then from the servo forward is B63, I think is what you have to run. And you have a shaft drive two-wheel drive car. So I doubt it's going to change my life. I'm going to run it in mod because I think that driveline setup probably has a fair amount of weight, has a fair amount of drag, so it's probably not great for stock. But it moves the weight around. It changes, the nature of the way the car rolls. It should be, honestly, it's just a fun experiment. So today I go parts hunting, and the next video we do once the car's complete, I'll bring it in. We can do a show and tell.
Do a little video do a little around the track. Curious myself.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah.
It's the best part of the hobby. It's tinkering.
And we have.
And then there's this.
Joe Grencho dropped this unit off to us here just to do a little show and tell, customer show and tell.
So this is a Losi LXT, which would have been the predecessor to the double XT in the mid-90s, predecessor of the triple XT from the early 2000s. It has modern electronics in it, so it's got a brushless 6.0, which is a bold move, Joe. I think that's also why the ball diff is now a locker.
This is primarily why we were going to talk about it, though.
Yeah. The really neat thing about this truck is it has the Losi Hydra drive. Losi, I think, was the only company. Actually, Schumacher may have had their own version of it back in the day. But what the Hydra drive was you could, I think it, yeah, the slipper clutch is still in there. So back in the 80s and 90s, slipper clutches kind of came into being, but they were not triple disc or single or dual disc. They were single disc. So you would have the pressure plate, one soft pad, and then your spur gear. And in really rough, rutted conditions, because this is before tracks were super smooth and super high grip, they came out with the Hydra drive, which was basically like a torque converter out of a car. So you had an outer case, and it was filled with what we would use today as diff fluid, like thick silicone oil. And then your input shaft to the transmission had like a turbine on it. Turbine.
Two different things.
So it would allow a certain amount of give, a certain amount of slip, in addition to the slipper clutch. So the slipper clutch was set with the spring like normal, and then you had an additional way of getting slip through the Hydra or Hydromatic drive. It was a tuning aid. I think when I first started coming here and running short course, I think I had that on my Losi truck. I played around with it. It's kind of neat because the Hydra drive can slip a lot more than a slipper clutch without getting grumpy.
It doesn't build up heat.
Well, it does build up heat, and they all kind of tended to leak. But the slipper clutch, if you let it slip too much, they glaze, right, and then they stop biting. Whereas the Hydra drive, it's, again, like a gear diff. It might thin a little bit with heat, but it's still there. It's still
take these
biting.
out and put the oil in? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what those two plugs were. Had little tiny white plugs that you could remove, and you basically had a fill port and then a
drain.
Well, a bleed.
Could just do this
to let the air come out. Yeah. They were interesting, and it was basically like two halves with the turbine in the middle. So it had little tiny O-seal, like outer gaskets, and
seems as though it may have been more of a pain than it was worth.
They were used on occasion by some of the pros, but again, it was usually if the track was like really rutted and blown out, because what it would do is it would mellow the power delivery, probably more for like the modified class. It would mellow your power delivery, give a little bit more compliance in the driveline, and give a little bit more slip, rather than you broke traction and now the car's spinning the tires or it's coming out sideways or whatever.
Fair enough.
But just another cool example of stuff that people tried in the early days of the hobby, before everything was like scienced out and figured out and engineered, and bad ideas would get thrown out before they made it, to production. They'd just try stuff. So the low-C hydro drive, if you ever see them on eBay, they're usually not cheap either.
I'd imagine.
Because they've become kind of rare.
Cool. Well,
yeah.
Thanks, Joe, for leaving the truck there with the hydro drive.
Yeah, that's a fun show and tell.
Little RC vintage lesson from Tyler P today. Very nice.
Know your history. Someday you're going to be a part of it.
Whoa. Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support, either on YouTube, Facebook, or just in general around the shop. I appreciate all of it. Hopefully we got some more good racing coming up. Make sure you check out rcmadness.com for the race schedule, or just give us a call. Just swing down to the shop. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Hey, did we get the dirt bikes in yet?
No dirt bikes.